Okay, so I've been playing around with the Atoto P8 head unit, and I'm going to show you some things that I've noticed about it. When you first power on your vehicle, again, this is my test bed setup. I'm not actually in a car, but I did test it in a car, so things I'm telling you here hold true of in the car as well. This is the unit. When you see it starts up pretty quickly. It does come with harnesses to plug into a rear camera and a front camera and things like that, as well as a external microphone if you wanted to do that. You've got, by the plug, which goes into your DC port, you've got two USB ports. You can use one of them as quick charge, one of them is to plug in for wired Android Auto if you want to do that. And then you've got an auxiliary output which can go into the car's aux in if you have that. If you don't have an aux in, you can actually use an FM out function, which is pretty cool. You can just set the radio station and then go ahead and make sure the car's built-in tuner is set to that station, or you can turn all that off and actually just use the unit speakers. It does have a speaker. It can power itself like that, which is pretty cool. The best results are probably going to be when you use the audio output like that. That is as far as how that works. Now, one thing that bothers me about this system, I want to get to this right away, is that when you're using Bluetooth, it will only connect. See, here's 3 different phones that I've connected. Only the last one used will reconnect when you turn it back on. That is something that I find annoying about some other Atoto products as well. The S8 did this to me, the A6. The only one that didn't is their F7 series, which is based on Linux, which I believe this is also based on Linux. The interface is a little bit different, but that one would automatically reconnect no matter who drove the car. If your phone was connected previously, at some point it was paired before, it would go through the list and try to find the last, a device to connect to. With this is the phone that's connected last, and it won't connect. Right now I have this phone with me. This is the G7 Thin Q. I've got my Bluetooth on. Hold on a second, let's make sure there's nothing personal on here. My Bluetooth is on up there, and it's not connecting unless I click on the name here. And if I do that, see, now that's connected. Now that's silly. Really, if this phone was connected before, it should automatically just, if the first one's not good, then go to the next one, go to the next one. That's the way most Bluetooth devices work. With this, it's just not like that. If you do plug it in directly to here, though, it will switch over to whichever phone that is. So that's nice, but as far as having wireless Android Auto, which this does support, you shouldn't have to do that. It should just connect automatically. So that's a little bit annoying. As far as how the unit works, it works pretty well. I mean, the unit by itself, when you're not connected to anything, is pretty basic. It does, you can navigate pretty easily. It does seem a little bit laggy when you do this, but it's not such a big deal because when you're inside of Android Auto, it works as well as any other system that I've used, especially the wireless Android Auto. It tends to have a little bit of lag anyway, so it doesn't feel out of the ordinary at all. But the system seems pretty solid so far. Bluetooth calls were decent quality. Microphone is okay. You're going to get better results if you plug in an external microphone, but otherwise it seems to work pretty well. I do like that you have the ability to change your sound output, to be able to change this around here. I think that's pretty cool. Being able to use the radio function is pretty neat, and being able to use the actual speakers. I believe when you make a phone call, it'll come out of both the audio output, whatever you set it to, and the device's speakers. So that's actually really cool, because when you get a call, this is something that I like that other similar systems don't do. When you get a call, it'll come through the selected system, whatever you picked here. But what if that's off? Like, let's say you have it set to the FM radio, but your radio is off in the car. You won't have a way to hear it, but it'll still come out of the system speaker. So even if all else fails, you'll still hear it come out of here. So that's actually a pretty cool thing that it does automatically. Other than that, it has some weird quirks that I found similar to the A6. One of the things that I didn't like is that if I'm playing music, for example, or sound, whatever, unless I click on the Bluetooth icon to switch over to that mode, it will continue playing. It won't play that. It's very weird. I have to click on that to get to it. The sound won't be coming out. It'll be playing. My phone will be silent, but it won't be playing it unless I click on that. So I don't know. That's a weird quirk. But otherwise, if you're just using this for Android Auto, it works pretty well.